Hare Krishna. We're reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 15, text 265. This is one of the shortest texts in the entire Chaitanya Charitamrita. Just 4 words. Patim cha patitam tyajet. Patim cha patitam tyajet. Patim cha patitam tyajet. Patitam tyajet.
Patim cha patitam tyajet.
Patim cha patitam tyajet.
Patitam cha patitam tyajet.
Patim cha patitam tyajet. Yeah. If you say patitam cha patitam tyajet, it means the fallen should give up the fallen. Patim cha patitam tyajet. Ladies.
Patim cha patitam tyajet.
Patim cha patitam tyajet. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. When a husband is fallen, one's relationship with him must be given up. So all the husbands in the room, listen to this carefully. And all the wives as well. When a husband is fallen, one's relationship with him must be given up. Purport. This is a quotation from the Smriti Shastra, as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, chapter 11, text 28. Santushta lolupadaksha brahmadnya priya satyavak apramatta shuchi snigdha patim tva patitam bhajet. A wife who is satisfied, who is not greedy, who is expert and knows religious principles, who speaks what is dear and truthful and is not bewildered, and who is always clean and affectionate, should be very much devoted to a husband if he is not fallen. There's a big important if in the original Sanskrit as well. Patitam tu apatitam. Sorry, patim tu apatitam bhajet. Okay. Om Ajnantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. This verse is in continuation of the discussion that was going on. Would anyone like to fill us into what the context of this is? Anyone? What is the context in which this verse is being spoken and who is speaking it? Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is speaking this verse. To whom? To his daughter. I think he speaks to his wife. Shathirma. Shathirma, you are a Bengali, so you know. Mother of Shathi. Shathi was the name of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's daughter. And he tells his wife that our daughter should at once give up the association of her husband Amoga. Why? Because he blasphemed Lord Chaitanya. How did he blaspheme Lord Chaitanya? Criticized his eating so much. It's okay to eat a lot, right? Yes, with the exception that if you're in a certain, it might be okay for certain people to do certain things, but when you are in a position of exemplary authority, you cannot do whimsically what you want to do. And as a sannyasi, he's meant to control his senses and eating. And you know how much food there was that was cooked? How much? A lot. Huh? 108. Did you count them? No. I actually thought I should count them, but I did not. So Lord Chaitanya was in Puri with his associates who had come from Bengal to see him. During the Chaturmas, his Bengali devotees would come and see him in Puri. And as the Chaturmas would be over, they would return to their homes. So Lord Chaitanya was feeling the separation from them. But Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya thought that was the right opportunity to now invite Lord Chaitanya home for prasadam, because he's relieved of the crowds. So we should all know when to take the opportunity to invite seniors. So Lord Chaitanya agreed, but it wasn't easy. Initially, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya invites him to come home and honor prasadam for every day for the entire month. He says, Mahaprabhu, now your devotees are gone back to Bengal. Please accept my invitation and come and honor prasadam for the whole month. What was Mahaprabhu's response? What What was his response? Negotiated. What did he negotiate to? Oh, Mahaprabhu did not have a response. So he said, okay, at least 15 days. And then they negotiated down. And they settled with 5 days. And then he says, well, so this is 6 a.m. in the morning. Then he says, well, you should come for lunch today itself. So Lord Chaitanya agreed. And he ran home and he told Shati's mother. In Bengal, even now, there is a custom. The husband doesn't call the wife by name. He refers to the wife by the children's mother. So Shati is the name of the daughter, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's daughter. So she's referred to in Chaitanya Charitamrita as Shatir Mata. Means mother of Shati. We don't know her name actually. So he says, Shatir Mata, come on, let's cook. Mahaprabhu is coming. And she gets really excited and they start cooking. And it is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita, like a good husband, he cooks with her. So how many of you cook with your wives? Some do, which is good. Others who don't should probably take inspiration from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, such a great scholar. He's a big Pandit, but he cooks. So, cooking is also full of rasa. I also like to cook. Every Sunday morning, the Lord is very kind to accept breakfast. So he cooked, and how many items did they cook? Well, some mention 108, others mention 1,000. And Mahaprabhu arrived on the dot at 12 noon. And when Mahaprabhu arrived, he served all the items to Mahaprabhu. Of course, they were all offered to Krishna by then. So not only did he buy the vegetables, chop them, clean them, cook them, offered them, arrange them, all ready for Mahaprabhu to honor them, everything from 6 a.m. to 12 noon. This must be like, they must be super cooks, right? So they somehow managed. And when Mahaprabhu arrived, he was surprised. How did you manage to cook so much? It is mentioned there was 6 pounds, 3 kilos worth of mountain of rice, which was dripping in ghee, golden. There were fried items and boiled vegetables and sweets and cakes. Has anyone tried channa poda in Jagannath Puri? That is the original cake. If you go to Jagannath Puri, you should try channa poda. It's a cake which is offered to Lord Jagannath. And to top it all up, he also got lots of maha from Jagannath Mandir. And he offered it all to Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu, looking at the feast, he said, this is all for me, one person. How am I to finish this? And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, well, it's not a big deal for you. You are non-different from Krishna. And you are non-different from Jagannath. As Lord Jagannath, you eat 100 pots 52 times a day. How much is that? And as Krishna, you would eat in the morning, you would have breakfast cooked by your mother in the house of your father, Nanda Maharaj. And then you would be invited by your uncles. and your aunts would have cooked for you. How many uncles did he have? Nanda Maharaj has 4 brothers. So after finishing his breakfast at his own home, he goes to his uncle's home for breakfast. And after finishing there, Nanda Maharaj has 2 sisters, Anandini and Nandini. And both of those sisters also invite Krishna for breakfast. So then he goes and has breakfast with them. And then he has lunch with hundreds and thousands of gopas, tasting a little from each one of their boxes. And in the evening, when he comes back home, he has dinner again at Nanda Maharaj's house and all his uncles' house and his aunt's house. Sarvam Bhattacharya is saying this in the verse. He's saying, look, you eat so much. You're a feasting lord. So what's this little preparation that we've attempted to make here? And then he says, well, and then in Dwarka, you married 16,000 queens, each one with a separate palace. And you were personally present with each and every one of them simultaneously, and each of them is cooking hundreds and thousands of wonderful items, and you're feasting on them. So that's your real capacity. So please, honor. Mahaprabhu's convinced. So he starts honoring. And just then, and actually when Mahaprabhu is honoring Prasadam, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is guarding the door with a stick, ready to pounce on anyone who disrupts or interrupts the feast. Amogha, who is his son-in-law, happens to come by, and he's there just to check on, what is this Lord Chaitanya? Who is this Chaitanya? What is he doing? His intention were evil. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya understands that. He guards the door, but somehow when he's a little inattentive, trying to go and get something from the kitchen, Amogha peeps in and he sees Mahaprabhu surrounded by feast and relishing. Immediately at once he points finger at Mahaprabhu and says, you call yourself as a sannyasi? A sannyasi who is a debauchee, who feasts, who cannot control his senses? Hearing this, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is so angry. He immediately raises the stick. Amogha escapes, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya runs behind him. But Amogha disappears. He comes and he falls at the feet of Mahaprabhu and says, please forgive me. It seems I invited you just to be dishonored. It's all my fault. Mahaprabhu says, it's all right. Isn't Amogha just like your son? A son-in-law is to be treated like a son. Is he not just like your son? You should not think too much about it. And still, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is not happy from within. So he continues to beg for forgiveness. And when Mahaprabhu leaves, he tells his wife, well, actually, this man Amogha doesn't deserve to live. He should be killed. And if he cannot be killed, then I should commit suicide. But then he says, but the Dharma Shastras say, because he's a scholar after all, he's not, see, a scholar does not just think emotionally. He's going to apply what he knows. So he quickly applies what he knows. He says, but the scriptures say that a Brahmana should not be killed. And Bhagavatam says, even a Brahma Bandhu, one who's a relative of a Brahmana, should not be killed. So although Amogha is a Brahma Bandhu, his body cannot be touched. And I happen to be born as a Brahmana, so I cannot commit suicide. But at that moment, Shati's mother, she says, "Oh, I pray that somehow my daughter becomes a widow." And just at that moment, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya says, "Yes, you're right. Our daughter should give up her relationship with her husband." And just to support what he's saying, he quotes this. What does he say? Patim cha patitam tyajet. Patim means a pati, cha and patitam, one who has fallen, tyajet, deserves to be given up. So he quotes this injunction to his wife. So this is also, because he's a Pandit, even in household affairs, he's quoting Shastra to his wife. Well, he's a good Pandit. He's a humble Pandit. A true Pandit is humble, not proud. So, in this way, he wants his daughter to give up the association of her husband. And then you shall see what happens next. How Amoga, due to the effect of his own offense to Mahaprabhu, he contracts cholera. And due to the cholera, he's having uncontrolled vomiting and diarrhea. And he falls so sick that he's about to die. And when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya hears about it, he feels joyful. Yes! And when Mahaprabhu hears about it, he runs to Amoga. And he gives his blessing. Amoga begs forgiveness. Mahaprabhu embraces him. And Amoga is revived to his good health. And then Mahaprabhu goes to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and also kind of pacifies him. So that is the pastime. But I think many instructive points, this particular point, and I would like to dwell on this. Patim cha patitam tyajet. And in the purport, we find Srila Prabhupada quotes from the 7th canto, chapter 11. 7th canto, chapter 11 talks about Narad Muni's instructions to Yudhishthira Maharaj about how grihasthas should lead their lives. Everyone who is a grihastha or who is planning to be a grihastha, actually, there's also instructions for brahmacharis and sannyasis in that section, but especially for grihasthas. We should read that and meditate. And in this particular verse, Narad Muni is telling Yudhishthira Maharaj, what are the qualities of a good wife? There are 8 qualities of a good wife. I can see some of the men are smiling and eagerly taking notes. But wait till the last 2 words. Okay, so the good qualities in a wife. First, santushta. She's always satisfied with whatever she is given, whatever the capacity of the husband is. Not always demanding, give me more, give me more. 1 sari is not enough. His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj once told me that his father, who was a big lawyer, actually he was a lawyer for the President of America, and he once, there was a birthday party of his sister, Giriraj Maharaj's sister, when they were young. And his sister was taking too long to come out from her room. So the father went to ask, what's going on? And she was sobbing, crying. And the father inquired, "What's wrong? Is everything okay? It's your birthday today and you seem so unsettled." And she said, "Oh, Dad, I just don't have the right pair of shoes to wear." And then Giriraj Maharaj said, she had 3,000 pairs, but she couldn't find the right one for her birthday. So sometimes, well, men, women, by the way, in Kali Yuga, men can act like womanly and women can act manly, and, there's fluid genders and all kinds of things. I mean, I heard someone tell me that there's a fluid gender, so you could be men in the afternoon and women in the evening, and before you sleep you can be men. I mean, all kinds of things are going on. I've got no opinion about it because I never felt like that, so I don't know what it's like to feel like that. But all these qualities have to be exemplified in men as well, by the way. Santushta. In female, santushta, which means always satisfied. Second, alolupa. Alolupa means one who is not greedy or envious about what the others possess. So she is happy with what she has. She does not envy the neighbor's wife. Third, daksha. She's an expert in managing all the affairs of the household. The tradition is, whatever the man earns, 100% is given to the wife. Yes. And she's the one who decides how the money will be used. So the men should learn that too. Dharmadnya, she knows what is dharma. Especially, she does not make demands which are against dharma. We all know what happened when Diti demanded to unite with her husband at the wrong time, and the demons were born. So dharma, knowing dharma. So women are not uneducated. Otherwise the word nya would be meaningless. Can you go to the verse, please? The Sanskrit. Dharma